I'm Mark Baxter, Camberwell, Prince of Camberwell. Met Paolo, I knew of Paolo years and years ago from his writings in NME, music journalism, and then we hooked up, didn't we? We hooked up in 2000.
Bar Italia.
Bar Italia.
And Mark sold me a load of dodgy photos. Nice.
Not that sort of dodgy.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he was working on the Soul Stylist.
Yeah, and we did a book called The Fashion of Football together.
2004.
And then after that, Mark said he had an idea for a book about his experiences down in Camberwell,
South London.
South London.
Yeah, basically all the people I've drunk with since I was 13, 12, 13, these guys, good guys, good characters, my dad included. Just had the idea for years about writing about the sort of scams they got up to. Always up to something, always doing something. And it just seemed a great characters, great story, but I didn't have no idea, didn't have a clue how to do it. So obviously me and Paolo hooked up, so obviously Paolo's got his publishing books and stuff, so I said have a read of that idea or got this idea.
Well, didn't know you went to see the history books.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Let's not forget this event out the inspiration.
Yeah, well, I had the inspiration, just didn't know how to do it. I was at the National Fair, we got the £10 ticket thing. Sitting watching history boys, and there was about 7 or 8 characters on stage, and I thought, I said, hello, I'm sitting there. I said, that's how you do it. I know how to write dialogue between 7 or 8 people. I didn't know how to do it before, I couldn't see a path, didn't know how to do it. Saw the play, so thank you, Alan Bennett. Started doing the writing and just writing all these stories, loads of stories. It was in there for years. I knew how to do all the gear, but I didn't know how to do it, what to do with it. So I kept sitting in the chat and saying, what do you think of that? What do you think, how's that going? And then Paolo would say, do this, do that, rearrange this, rearrange that. So crazy kept going and going, and 2.5 years later, I'm still fucking, still going. And then we ended up with the
Yeah,
well, I was working full time when I was actually working. So I'm working full time, so I'm doing it with lunch breaks and after work and bank holidays and stuff. So I'm still going and going and going. And then we finally had sort of 70,000 words. It was not enough for a novel.
Yeah.
And then we tried to get a publisher. Couldn't get a publisher anywhere. No one was interested. So self-published the book, which took all the money I had in the world. And
then I was on one day and I was watching a documentary about the history of advertising, and of course the future of advertising is the internet. And I thought to myself, our book's on the internet, we should do an advert for the book and put it on YouTube, you know. So we pulled in loads of favours. I had some friends who do short films, guy runs a pub in Islington, gave us that for the day, everybody mucked in, we shot this short film to advertise the book.
yeah.
We've got 6,000 hits, we sold no books whatsoever.
I met a couple of guys, a guy called Trix Worrell who wrote the sitcom Desmonds in the 80s. I said to Trix, I'm not wasting my time. I had the book, I said, I'm not wasting my time with this. I'm trying to buy this, I'm doing 50 copies, and every now and again I'm selling 50 copies, but I'm not really getting anywhere. He said, you've got something there, there's definitely something there. He gave me 2 names, one was the British Film Council, I think, the UK Film Council, one was a guy called Tony Humphries, who had a TV production company. I sent 2 copies off, and then got a phone call from Tony Humphries saying, you know, I like this book, I really like the stories, the characters. I believe he had family or he was brought up in that area, which is South London, from Castle. He knew that sort of environment. So we started talking to Tony, and
the clincher being that Tony was a Millwall season.
yeah, that was just getting to the Millwall. The Millwall connection was he actually said to me.
We had 2 other offers.
I think that's how I got the job.
I don't know how I came in as a Tottenham Hotspur man, but you know. But we had 2 other offers, didn't we? BBC were interested.
Yeah, BBC, yeah. John Ross's people. We met with them, and we had the meetings with them, and it was.
Tony was the one.
You could see they had no real. It would probably been sitting on the shelf for 10 years with the other guys, but Tony was. You know, he knew, and he actually, when the first question said, he just bought and said, well, I need to see the team on the same way. So that
was available.
We went and then
I'll give you a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
We basically got optioned.
Well, either buy a centre forward or we'll do one of the 2.
We got optioned, the book got optioned, and then it's been a bit of a process from the general. The basic idea was maybe do a TV series at one point, 6-part TV series. And then another guy got in touch, well, he got involved with Terry Stone, developed into a film.
Calum Macnab, and I played Mark Baxter when he was young and good looking.
I was once actually.
Yeah.
Or young anyway.
I've got one part right.
The last fella took her shopping in New York. I can maybe stretch to the Asda in Blackheath.
Do you know what it? Do you know what it is as well about the film? It's a really positive story about working class people. You really just don't see it. I don't think.
No,
in films,
no.
And that was what, when I first read it, that was what stood out for me. I was like, wow, like this is a
It's different voice.
yeah. It was just a positive story. It wasn't like, you know, everyone's junkies or, you know, robbing banks or it wasn't that kind of cliche. People who are from London, working class people, their lives are pretty good really, do you know what I mean? I don't think it gets perceived to be so on film as much.
I kind of picked up on that because I came down the set a few times. One time I was outside with one of the guys and I was always shocked about how sort of happy everyone was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone was in a good mood, nothing was too much trouble, you know.
Yeah,
it was contrary to what I thought it would be. And I said to this guy that, and he said to me, because they're working on a film they really like. It's a film, it's not gangsters, it's not drugs.
It's a lovely story. It kind of gets you in that frame of mind, doesn't it?
You know,
All the time.
it was really nice to hear that.
Well, what was nice about that, about when I'm working on it, is that there's a great mixture of like the old guard and the young actors and the older actors. You know, we've got Bob Hoskins, Jimmy Anderton, Rita Tushin, people that have been in the game for a very long time and have been extremely successful.
It's what you decide to do that makes you a winner, Mark.
Have you worked with Hoskins or any of those guys before?
No, not at all. I mean,
Did that kind of make you nervous or?
not particularly nervous, excited. I think more than
Right.
anything. I wasn't nervous about it. I was really excited to meet him and to sort of give him my best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I can, from a selfish point of view, get out of it myself. Do you know what I mean? And that is in terms of acting. Do you know what I mean? In terms of seeing where I can push myself. Obviously, I wasn't mentioning.
Because when the film got option, we were thinking, to be honest, I thought we had quite a real low budget. There'd been a couple of actors in it on the way up, but you know, wouldn't get really established stars. When they started names like Bob Hoskins and Doug Sutton and Phil Davis, you start to think, hang on, this is going to be great. And obviously yourself, I knew you through the firm, Football Factory, obviously. So it was like, it's a lovely little setup of the old, just like the old guard, but also people on the way up and making a name for themselves.
And there was no like on set with us youngsters and with the older actors. There was no like, you know, it was all, everyone was in it together. There was no kind of, I don't know, no one.
No one
went off in their trailers and sat and ate lunch on their own. Do you know what I mean? We sat and ate breakfast and lunch together every day, and we all had a laugh, and we got to listen to some great anecdotes of you know what Bob was telling before, and that was lovely as well. Do you know what I mean? And great for us because it was a fantastic education, really, more than anything. To listen to them speak rather than even watching them work, just to hear their stories. It was remarkable. Like, it was really, really good. There's not many old school boozers, is there, anymore?
That was one of the reasons I wrote the book, because basically, you know, when I was in there in the 80s, the pubs were virtually shutting down, guys were dying off, moving away from the area. And the idea was to try and capture that sort of world before it completely disappeared.
Just had that conversation on the way here. I just drove, my dad dropped me off here, we drove through Bermondsey, and he's been working away for years, and he said, bloody hell, where's all the pubs gone? The car shut down, the Barnby, all of them, or Bar Mill Walder basically, all them old pubs are all closed down.
I mean, when I first met Paolo, I remember saying to him, we should get 4 cameras around the table. So, come at this pub, where I was drinking was the Flying Dutchmen down Southampton Way. I was saying, get 4 cameras on each corner and just film these guys talking, because they had so many stories and great.
The banter as well, isn't it?
Just funny people, but
John Sullivan done it, didn't he?
Exactly.
That's what
Just trying to capture that.
Pubs and
Trying to catch that South London sense of humour and
The thing is,
stuff.
when Mark started sending me the chapters, that's what got me. Because it was the dialogue, it was just so pure, you know, it was just, you know, you didn't need to touch it, you know what I mean? It was just there. It's
real, yeah, it's real.
It's real,
yeah.
That was like so.
But sometimes the reality isn't really interesting, but I suppose with them characters in the pub it is, isn't it?
Well, it's that banter thing.
Yeah.
It's that taking the piss. It's people who really love each other will never say that.
Yeah.
And will cover it up with taking the piss, you know.
It was because back at the end, towards the end of it, my dad died in 2000. I was back around then, started losing people quite regularly. People were dying or moving away, and I could see it going. And then when my dad went, he completely went. I went away for a couple of years. I couldn't really handle it because so many memories in the booze and so many memories. And people kept saying, "Your dad was a blind." I love him, but I don't want to keep hearing it. But I wanted to document the sort of the times really. And I was a young man. I was 12, 13, 14. You know, cheeky half a lager or have a drop of vodka, lovely, brilliant time, but great characters, funny people. So that was really the basis of it all. But now, I mean, I don't see the same. I mean, I don't really go pub very often on a Sunday. No, not that regular. But you know, it's just different. Well, it's just a different sort of vibe to it all. It's still quite. There's obviously people got regular drinkers and stuff, but it doesn't seem like the same sort of. It's a different sort of environment now.
Yeah, it is. It does.
And also the print world's gone as well.
Well, that was part of it as well. Obviously, I was in the print as a young man, and that was basically the extension of the Sunday drinking. We did that all week in the print. I mean, every time you.
So Sunday to Sunday drinking.
Basically, you finish your shift in the print, you'd be straight in the pub. Even if you finish 7 in the morning, you'd go in the pub in Smithfield. They were they called early hours. Straight on the, and I was eating roast dinners at 3 in the morning and having 6 pints at 7 in the morning.
My uncle worked in the flower market. It was the same.
That environment. Yeah. So the flower market's gone, the print went, the Dutchman world's gone. You know the working class, the jobs working class guys were doing, their lifestyle they had was just dissipating, completely disappearing. So that what do them people do? Where do they go now? You know.
Millwall.
Well, the Millwall was Millwall. That's why Millwall's like Millwall is because they still go there.
Yeah.
It's the one place they can hang on to.
Yeah.
Have a screamer.
Yeah.
Have a shout. I mean, it's one thing they can hang on to.
People stay indoors.
I think people stay indoors.
I think they do. I think you can't smoke in pubs
No.
now.
That's definitely killed a bit.
Yeah. And drinking pubs is really expensive.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's become more.
People stay at home. I think they have indoors, have your mates around and having indoors.
Yeah.
Because there's only one thing worse than being skint, and that is looking skint.
Yes, there you go.
So, you know.
There's always been a culture of working class people dressing out of their environment, really. I mean, like even back in the days of the sort of teddy boys, basically, in the 50s. My dad was a teddy boy. And they would have things made, it was the first real cult fashion. And everyone had to be, if you want to be part of that crowd, you had to look that crowd. And then from there you got the mods and the skinheads and the. And I mean, even today, that's why we've still got interesting clothes, no matter how old you get, and we're getting older. But obviously, I still like things to look right. I've got to wear what I want to wear. I can't just wear anything. I mean, I never understood how people just wear anything. I just can't do that. It's got to be a certain look or brand.
I think the great thing as well about working class people is when you haven't got a dollar in your pocket, you seem to just put your best clothes on. Try and look as best you can. You know what I mean? It's that kind of facade.
Well, I've been brought up in that world as well. My dad was always in his clothes, handmade suits and stuff, which is a lot of money, but. And I know guys.
Put them on.
Yeah, like it take me 5 years to pay it off.
In your day, 2 and 6 or something. I don't know how that money works, but.
Well, my mate Fred the shirt. I'm ignoring that question. I'm going to go trick as a roundabout.
2 and 6,
yeah. No, I'm a bit older.
It's a guinea. He's
a guinea hand or something.
Florins, I use it.
Yeah.
My mate Fred the shoe was in the book. Fred was like 16 in the print, 16 on mod, and he would earn £6 a week, and he spent £12 a week on clothes.
Yeah.
He would literally borrow money all over the place. He had to have that particular suit, that particular week, and a week later there'd be another suit or another pair of shoes. And that was a lot of money, but they lived that life for 18 months, 2 years, then burnt out. But they had to have that. Well, you've got that theory about like the road culture, so it's the same.
Same thing.
Same thing as the
all
night clubbing.
Hip hop thing's the same thing.
With clothes.
Yeah, with clothes. You've got to have the right look. You've got the right clothes. You've got the right trainers. You know, you've got
the look, isn't it?
You know, it's the same principle.
You go through the night. You're on the same.
It doesn't matter what music it is or what clothes it is. It's the same idea. It's the same principle. It's just sustained itself.
What was that about the rave culture then?
Same thing.
The mods would go for would drop a couple of pills, go for the night
Yeah,
listen to music.
listening to
My
American,
culture was exactly the same.
listening to American R&B.
Just like 30, 40 years later, they're still dropping the
Yeah.
cover, whatever, to get through the night, going through the night, it's all music and fashion based.
I never did.
It's exactly, no, I never did. I was in bed up every night. I was always in bed.
I was writing about it.
Of course.
I think there's always room for it. I think there's I think a lot of people are going to respond to this film who aren't going to respond to Transformer 10. You know
So
what I mean?
boring. What is, especially in the recession, last year was I can't remember the exact statistic, but it was about 75% of films were a remake or a sequel, and they was all like, like you're saying, Transformers or Spider-Man or Iron Man 2, it was all these really, really bankable things for studios. Yeah. So I think it's nice to go and see a film that's just not about, safe bet for a big studio to get their money back.
My mate says about those films they remake. He says, why are they always remaking good films? Why don't they remake bad films? Because the good film's already been made. Get Carter's already been made. You don't need to remake.
People are going to stick back firm, man. Two good films.
Well, I like the independently British films. I mean, it's quite hard to get right, but when they do get, I see a film now called The Guard, which is based in Ireland, but it's a real small little film.
Yeah.
It's a great film, really funny, clever dialogue, clever little references in it. It made you work as well. It just wasn't so obvious. It didn't make it really obvious. You had to watch it and work it out. But a lot of films that I see really within 10 minutes you've worked out what's going to happen, who's done it, why they did it.
Well, the good thing as well about those films is, for the independent films, is that people can just, they're like, you can go and have fun, do you know what I mean? It's like a different story. It's not like all about the Iron Man or the Spider-Man. It's like, it's interesting cinema, isn't it? You've got a lot of freedom with independent films.
I think it's a place for blockbusters and stuff. It's a bit of pure entertainment, night out, giggle.
Popcorn movies are great, aren't they?
I like a bit of both. I like to have something that makes you work a bit or makes you think about it. It's like we watch the HBO stuff like Sopranos and things like that. I like them intelligent TV, like West Wing and all them things.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Love all that stuff. I mean, so there is a place for intelligent movies, and I think our one, I've seen it, and I'm really proud of it. But I think it's got a great combination of old established actors and then a few youngsters coming through. But it's a really...
I think what it's got is a warmth about it.
Yeah, it's a feel-good thing, and also someone described it as a sort of reading comedy for the 21st century, which I love them old leading films. Films like sort of Passport Pimlico and things like that. If it gets anywhere near that sort of thing.
It's a film that makes you smile, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a feel-good thing, isn't it?
Massively, it's not hilarious.
No.
It's
warm to the characters.
Thanks very much. I wasn't trying to be.
That was the only problem.
I know, yeah.
No, I thought it was odd,
No, it is. It's got its moments where it's funny, but it's not playing for gags, is it?
No,
they're serious bits. I mean, the speech, I've got to say, the speech you give the church is brilliant. It's fantastic.
What's touching?
I'm getting quite moved now.
Yeah, I am thinking about it. Do you know what? Well, thanks very much, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was important that, it was really important.
It worked very well with you.
Well, there's...
And it's great script writing from Nigel.
Yeah, he done all Nigel. He did really well.
Yeah.
And I was there that day they filmed that bit in the church, and everybody was welling up and crying. Generally, I was nowhere near you, standing at the back somewhere, and it's my dad, basically, that you're burying. I was the only one not crying. Everybody else was really welling up, and even the director, Sasha, turned around, he was in floods.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of like, I should be doing that.
Yeah, but why? But how's your reaction to all this? Because this is your life on a film.
That must have been really weird for you.
Very
I remember
surreal.
thinking it. I didn't want to get too involved with it.
Well, no, because I met you on the first day we come down, we sort of built well bonded straight away, as that was called.
Was that when I whooped your ass at Paul?
I thought it was a couple of lucky shots there, wasn't it? I remember it.
You
did better. Better me.
That's a story in Millwall, isn't it?
But it was
shots.
Sign of a misspent youth.
Yeah, it was a really surreal.
Yeah, but for you, how do you feel?
Very, very odd. Very weird.
Well, when you watched it on the premiere?
Well, I've seen it a couple of times, and in the first couple of times, an hour and a half film went by in about 10 minutes. I just couldn't grasp what was going on. I couldn't take it. It was too much taking.
Yeah.
See it for the third time, and then I think he was there the one night I seen it for the first time, and I sat back and thought, I'm going to enjoy this, and I did. And I'm quite a harsh critic, even if I'm involved, I'd say, you know, if I would enjoy it.
Me too, yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed it as a piece of film. So I'm hoping if our taste is good enough that other people will like it as well. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, it's funny because what was important to me is that that you could see what I'd done, and you enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? That was a really important thing for me, is that you enjoyed the film.
A bit of casting, I thought. I think you're perfect for it because basically I know your background's very similar to mine.
Yeah.
Warm and also area, but that was good casting, and obviously you can do the acting. Obviously, that goes without saying.
Yeah, I think that they've done really well with the casting. I think that they got really good people involved. But that comes from the script and the story. If you know, like you're saying, everyone's enjoying themselves because the film they want to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It come across like that. It come across as a nice vibe on the whole thing. We went down a few times on the set. Looked after really nice. Everyone was buzzing on it.
Yeah.
A lot of nice.
They've got a fantastic director, you know.
Yeah.
Sasha's really lovely.
Good.
And I've never known really a set for everyone to like each other so much.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, you know, everyone has their differences.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Artistically or whatever, you know, the spark get pissed off with the cameraman or whatever, you know.
No, it was good. It was good.
Get up with each other, and that happens, you know. You're working in the tents and whatever else, films, loads of riding. But it comes from him. The happiness comes from him.
No, he was very buzzy, wasn't he? From the first.
He said hello, even.
Yeah.
My mate who was driving me, Reza.
Yeah.
He said like the director comes and said hello to me. Comes to say hello to me every morning. And that's like everyone.
And that's
the
the funny
kids
thing,
making the cups of tea. You know what I mean? Like he said hello to everyone, and that made it. You know, if he was going over an hour, no one would moaning saying, "Oh, this is bollocks." They're just doing it for him.
And I got on well with Reza. I met Reza a couple of times. I met him since a couple of
No,
parties.
he's a blind at the Reza.
And it's amazing that it comes out of these things. You sort of become friends with people, or you start acquaintances. And I went to a house party, and Rez was there. And he loved it. No, but that was good. You know, even that little driver, writer, actor, everyone got in.
Your car. That's what makes us doing.
But everyone got in. You know, everyone sort of bonded, I suppose, and got on with it, didn't they? Really cracked on with it, didn't they?
Everyone got on really well, and it's exactly what you said earlier. It's like when you get a good script like that.
Yeah, no, they did well with the
everyone's
script.
enjoying their job, what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? There was no pre-done or anything like that. You did cut that.
Diva. Mark Diva Baxter.
Yeah, I think they might more, you know, a better standard polystyrene cup for my coffee next time. Who's that?
Yeah.
What you saying?
I see you throw that poor kid.
Yeah, well, you know,
Scalded him.
you know, standards, sir, standards.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
All the time.
Yeah.
But to stand in the bookies and watch a real life horse running with Millwall colours, you think about where it started, which is basically in my suite. It's very strange. It's all very strange, very
he's
weird.
He's going to run again, isn't he?
And then they got good vibes. The guy that the racing,
Yeah,
they got good vibes. They think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, the film's out on the 27th, Friday, 27th of April.
And the book's out.
I just have to, yeah, then obviously we're looking forward to seeing
that.
Yeah, you should.
You should read it,
Yeah, you might enjoy it.
Yeah, you might.
Go on, have a copy.
Thanks very much.
Have the 10 quid. Cheers, man.
Can you sign it for me? That'd be nice.
Oh,
is this someone else?
No, you can't have that one. That'd be loose. No, it does.
Get this one.
Get this one.
Get this one.
Get this one. Get this one.
I'll get it on bloody Amazon.
I'm a film star.
It'd be nice if you signed me one off.
Well, we'll sort one out.
We'll
sort one out for you.
I'll give you a tenner. How much is it?
I'm going to say, the 10, I'll be laughing. Give you
Yeah,
10.